Hello everyone, and welcome to Hyrule Warriors, the definitive edition. We're continuing on with Legend Mode into Death Mountain. And that said, once again joining me, as he has been for all of Hyrule Warriors definitive edition.
Hello, it's me, Card, and I am excited for this run. Okay. Okay. For those who haven't been joining us for the past episodes, then for one, go back and catch up because we did a lot of funny things during those, and you missed some really good stuff. But I've made it no. But anyway, I've made it no secret that I am a fan of the Goron race. And after completing this episode, at least in the original edition, is when we got my personal favorite character to use. Good old Darunia.
Good old Dorina.
Yes, you explained you explained that little joke last time. So go. So that's why we say go. Make sure to watch all these.
Right. And definitely, check out my channel. If you really want to see the origins of Dorina, go watch my playthrough of Fallen Sage. It's an RPG Maker XP fan game made by Undying Nephilim, and it is kind of good, kind of fun, also kind of really terrible, because it's riddled with typos such as Dorina, and all kinds of other hilarious hijinks. Glitches.
Yes, and of course, Impa and Sheik are off to try and find, the time portal here, so that they can, seal it off before any more hijinks can ensue. And she's like, yeah, by the way, who the hell are you? There's no name Sheik in my tribe, because apparently this Impa isn't clued in on who Sheik really is.
Nope.
Oh, and Rudo's in trouble again.
Yep. Hey, look, it's Navi.
No, that's just.
I assume it's supposed to be Navi. I mean, it does just say fairy, so maybe it's not. But it does use the Navi voice clip. But then Proxy uses the Navi voice clip, so.
Yeah, it's like, do all fairies sound the same? But that can't be right because Tattle and Tail had different voice ass clips with Majora's Mask. So
Right. And yes, I know I am using the Naginata and not the Giant's Blade, and that the Giant's Blade is the better weapon to use here because it's the water weapon, but I literally cannot stand the Giant's Blade at all.
It's a preference thing.
Yeah. Which is one reason we went out and got the Naginata before this level, was because if I had to play Impa, I could have chosen to play Sheik instead. I'm like, if I have to play Impa, I would rather just use the Naginata because I absolutely despise the Giant's Blade. That said, I love the Naginata. It is honestly one of my favorite weapons. It's definitely obviously my favorite Impa weapon, but then as she only has 2 weapons, there's not much there to compare to. So.
Yep. Which actually brings me into my topic for this episode, the various weapons of the franchise, and I'm talking more than just the swords,
right?
Because so weapons, the good, the bad, and as I like to put it, the good, the bad, and the meh.
Right.
Of course, and I will. There's one thing that I will sort of exclude, and that's, the Master Sword, because, it is technically the best weapon.
Right. Technically. I mean, in Ocarina of Time, the Goron Sword is stronger, but
you know, but the Master Sword has that whole plot, the whole plot relevance thing.
Pretty much.
Like, hence why it's technically the strongest weapon.
Right. Technically it is. But yeah, I mean, there have been a pretty decent amount of weapons in The Legend of Zelda. You know, Link has had quite a few swords specifically, throughout the series. He really, I mean, unless we're counting like the bow and stuff like that, though, he really hasn't had any other weapons. It's really just...
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's sort of why, you know, when I brought up items the other time, like I went with, you know, strictly, you know, puzzle solving items and not actual weapons, because, you know, because when I say weapons, I'm talking more than just the Master Sword, because, you know, he's got the bow and it, he's got the bow and arrow, the boomerang, like his various bombs, he's a fantastic archer. Not to mention being able to hug hammers, like giant balls and chain, and whatever else the developers decide to give him. Seriously, the guy is a one-man army, and it kind of frustrated a guy who on YouTube whose videos I like, the Great Scorpion, because of how many weapons this guy wields. Seriously, the guy has done. Seriously, the Green Scorpion has done a lot of lists involving characters who specialize in certain weapons, and well, after a while, he got a little bit frustrated that Link kept coming up because well, Link does use a crap ton of weapons.
Right.
Yeah. However, despite him having a lot of good ones, he also has a couple of stinkers in there. Need I bring up the Giant's Knife? Ugh.
Okay, this guy cannot die. Are you seeing this right now?
Yeah. Although I think
he's really invincible.
Oh wait, now they're not.
I've had that before, where it just bugs out and like just a guy becomes completely invincible for random reasons. Defeat Dorina.
Now it's time to move on to Big Bro himself, who's not sure. Now, and we'll find out why he's gone back to being in a little bit of a douchey mood. Darunia, you're my bro. I love you, but still, like, this is a bit of a dick move, even by Goron standards, and we have seen some dick moves by the Gorons.
Right. It's Darunia.
Yep.
Although I will admit, and this is kind of getting off topic slightly, the going back to Fallen Sage from earlier, or at least back to Undying Nephilim anyway. So Undying Nephilim has been working on a game right now called Hyrule Total Conquest. Used to be Hyrule Total War based because it was based off of the Medieval 2 Total War engine, but now it's not. And Darunia makes an appearance in that, and just as a random side thing, it's just I really like Darunia's design in the. Excuse me, it's Hyrule Conquest, not Hyrule Total Conquest. But getting back on topic with like Link weapons and stuff. So yeah, God dang it, as you said, Link has had a lot of weapons. From your like 20 different kinds of swords to your like 4 different bows that he's had to the Megaton hammer, and like he's had a good amount of weapons. When it comes to items being used as weapons. Some of the ones that I thought don't work the best as weapons were like the Megaton Hammer. There's really not that many times where you can really use it as a weapon. I mean, there is obviously the fight against Volvagia, where
it's kind of
it's pretty much the only weapon that you use. Or at least when I do it, it's really the only weapon I use. 'Cause I smash him with a hammer, and then I turn around and you know, when he's stunned, I smash him with a hammer again. I have seen some people do it where like they use the Goron, you know, they hit him with the sword, and then while he's stunned, they turn around and hit him with the. Okay.
Hey, there was a gold sculpture here. What?
I'm very confused. The gold sculpture was on the opposite side of the map.
How? What? Why? Game, are you bugging out again?
I'm gonna have to go look at that in the footage afterwards. Because I'm a little confused how that happens. Because the gold sculpture is not right there at all.
Yeah, it's like, wait. Oh, great. Is this guy invincible right now?
This guy, yeah, that guy is straight up invincible right now.
All right, Kuroto, where are you hiding? I know you're glitching out my game again.
So, yeah, there's some kind of major glitch going on right now, and I don't know what's going on. Especially since, like, for some reason, the definitive edition has been ridiculously glitchy. The entirety of the time that I've been playing it. But the glitches have only really shown up after you've played the game for a while. And, like, I mean, I just turned on my Nintendo Switch for the first time today when we started recording the last episode. So, it hasn't even been running for that long. So it really confuses me that it's, like, bugging out so hard today. I finished killing Darunia because I know the allied base is in trouble. And I know that the Boulder Keeps are getting attacked by the freaking Keep Saboteurs and such, but I apparently can't kill them right now.
Yeah, it's like, Okay,
I am so confused. Alright, retake the freaking Boulder Keeps. Yeah, okay, I've got both. I got both of the Boulder Keeps I have to retake. And I've got a Keep Saboteur right here, so give me just a second to kill this guy. Okay. Darunia has temporarily retreated to the Chief's room. Good. Alright, so this is the Keep Saboteur that I couldn't kill. Maybe now that he's not in that keep anymore, maybe I can hit him. Yes, I can. And he has more health. And more health than he did when I left the room.
Okay. Okay, I swear if I start seeing a dude in white armor and heterochromatic eyes, I am leaving this playthrough because we have officially hit a cursed because we have officially hit maximum zombie.
This keep again real fast.
Ugh.
My base is being attacked by boulders, and I really need to take the freaking Boulder Keeps. I also gotta take both of. I really technically have to take both of these keeps, but I'll worry about taking the other side in just a minute. We captured the West Boulder Keep, thank you. And there's the Keep Saboteurs, heading straight down for the allied base now. Yay. Ugh. God dang it.
You can definitely say that. Yeah, man, this has definitely been an uphill battle, huh?
Yeah, if it hadn't glitched out on that Keep Saboteur earlier, I wouldn't be having so many issues right now. I could not keep that one keep from falling because I could not kill that other Keep Saboteur at all. It literally would not let me deal any damage to him.
Yeah. Boy, glitches. Gotta love them.
Hi, Darunia.
Okay, dude, what, like, you're back again already? Yeesh.
Right? I can't do all this at once.
Yeesh.
Freaking fight Garunia, and I gotta keep the allied base up, and I get the friggin' boulder keeps back. No, it's oddly he's back already. I don't remember him coming back this fast. Oh well. Whatever. I'll just kill him really quick. This will be a lot easier with a water weapon, but again, Giant's Blade sucks. And the Keep Saboteur is taking down the other keep. Oh my god, get off of it.
Yeesh.
Get wrecked. Wish I was a bit stronger. Wasn't there like a magic potion right around here somewhere? Get wrecked. Gotta get that focus spirit going. Boom, 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 boom. And get wrecked. That did not help nearly as much as I assumed it would, but that's alright. 2-point smash. Kind of trying to watch the allied base self here.
Yeah, it's like, ugh.
I'm also going to have a Keep Saboteur here in just a second, because that Keep right next to me just fell. That Keep Saboteur is going to come straight over here in just a second. Unless he already came over and I killed him, but... no, there he is. Oh, okay. Yay! Rail fell. That's good. That will make things a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Get wrecked. You need to speak because of the loss of morale. Get all the Keep Saboteurs. Done!
Mm-hmm.
Keep boss? Get wrecked. Thank you. Alright.
Like, now we gotta go back up and reclaim stuff.
Yep. Luckily the Keep Saboteurs are down, so the keeps won't come back. And the morale has been lost, so I'll be able to easily retake these keeps. And it's just a matter of getting Sheik to the Boulder Keep and taking it, and that will help considerably.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also a matter of retaking the Boulder Keep. So, which is not exactly easy to do.
Yeah, especially when they're like, oh yeah, you also have to deal with all this and boulders. So many boulders.
Right? God dang, die. Oh my god. Can't get off my combos because of these stupid boulders.
Mm-hmm.
It's not nice at all. Okay, come on, chop these down. Ah! Boulders! So glad that you don't have to deal with these in the adventure mode versions of this map.
Yeah.
Fort Chief's plan by capturing West Boulder Keep. Yeah, I know. Larunia has reappeared in front of this chief's room.
Yeah.
So we totally haven't actually talked about our subject because
Yeah, it's Steve.
So distracted here.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but like I said before, I'm like the giant's knife. Definitely not one of my favorite weapons. One of mine is, ironically, is one that you didn't really like. If just, conceptually I like it, and that's, well, the Megaton Hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
again, for me, it's not that I didn't like the Megaton Hammer. It's more that, as a weapon, the Megaton Hammer doesn't really function because of the way Ocarina of Time works. Like, if Ocarina of Time used, like, a Breath of the Wild type engine, where everything you get is a weapon.
Yep.
you know, the Megaton Hammer would be an amazing weapon. I'd love to get that. But in Ocarina of Time, it really doesn't function as a weapon. So.
Yeah, and note how I once again am not talking about the stuff from Breath of the Wild, because, well, Breath of the Wild kind of does so much right. It's like
right. I mean, that is one reason that we're not including Breath of the Wild weapons here. I mean, Breath of the Wild is full of so many weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got sticks, you've got great swords, you've got friggin'... I mean, you name it, it's a friggin' weapon in Breath of the Wild. But I mean, you know, we're not including those just because A, Breath of the Wild is so new, and B, you know, not only is Breath of the Wild so new, that's kind of unfair to compare it to, like, you know, games that came out so long ago, but, like, at the same time, like, Breath of the Wild just did so much right that the other games
it's like,
that
it's like,
didn't do.
Yeah, it's like, is it really that fair to compare the two?
Right.
I don't think so. Hence why, you know, it's always like, yeah, like, it's just why whenever one of us does bring up Breath of the Wild, it's sort of that, like, oh yeah, like, here's something that, you know, we can't really, you know, not talk about from Breath of the Wild. And also, you missed the chest back there.
Yeah, I was getting the bomb chew operator so that I could turn the bomb chew around before I blew up one of my keys. So, but yeah, I knew there was a chest in here. I'm trying to kill these bomb chew operators, and avoiding killing the bomb chews, because if you kill the bomb chew operators instead of the bomb chews, you get to keep the bomb chews, and that is tons of awesome. So I'm trying to do that real fast. Don't now worry about because these bomb chews will blow up the keeps in like an instant. But if I just kill all of the operators, then the bomb chews will come around and blow up their keeps, and that makes things a heck of a lot easier for me. Bomb chews advancing toward the left score on keep. Yeah, I know. And as soon as it gets in there, it's going to give me a timer to kill it before it blows up. Nope, actually it just immediately blew up. Okay. This is not adventure mode. I didn't realize that it just immediately blew up. That's fine. Not like it was hard to retake it. It was in imminent danger. God dang it. I just cannot keep the allied base from being attacked. Every time I look, it's always just, oh no, the allied base. Like, jeez.
I'm gone for 5 seconds, guys.
Right? It really is just like, okay, you guys really can't handle anything? Like, seriously. It's just one Goron, Captain. Runs an explosion, cause damage to the Chief's room. That is good to hear. Boom. I like the attack. I like that, like, just the straight strong attack. Where you use like a ray of like fire like that. That's cool.
Yep.
So some other weapons though that I like, and I am gonna refer to Hyrule Warriors here for a couple of these. Are well, it's in Twilight Princess, the ball and chain. It's also here in Hyrule Warriors. But I really like getting the ball and chain in Twilight Princess and just using that as a weapon. That's one of those weapons, that's one of those, you know, puzzle solving items that is actually usable outside of solving puzzles as a weapon. You know, the ball and chain, you know, shows what the Megaton Hammer could be if the Ocarina of Time engine allowed for the items to be used as like actual weapons, you know.
Yeah, and I admit I do also like the ball and chain, if just because, you know, it's one of the few heavy weapons that Link sort of wielded.
Right. I remember playing Twilight Princess for the first time, and you know, you fight the mini boss there in the Snow Point, mansion, whatever it was called, and you know, you defeat him you defeat the ball and chain soldier there, and then he dropped the ball and chain. And I just kind of sat there and stared at it, and I went, no way. You know, I was like, I was just sitting there in unbelief, like, no way they're giving me a ball and chain, you know? Like, it wasn't in, like, what the heck is this? It was more like amazement and shock, like, no way. They're not actually doing this, are they? You know, like, excitement that they were actually doing it, but complete and total disbelief. And then you pick it up, and it's just like, you got the ball and chain, and just like, oh
yes!
Yes! As the Game Grumps say, yes, Queen Slay! Oh, I already captured this keep apparently.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because the bomb tube. I was coming back in here to capture the keep because I didn't think I had this keep yet because it's all red. But no, I already have the keep. I am going to quick grab whatever's underneath this boulder if I can aim it right. That was not useful. Alright. But no, like, oopsies. Like, the ball and chain really shows, like, what... And this is kind of my thoughts on Twilight Princess, you know. Twilight Princess really shows what Ocarina of Time could be if it was made today. And in my opinion, that's one reason why I was so disappointed with Ocarina of Time 3D. Because it could have been so much. But instead of being what it could have been, the developers decided, let's not change anything in fear of the fandom raging. And I'm like, that's really unfortunate that you choose not to change anything because you're worried about the fans being upset because you improved the game, you know?
Nostalgia is a powerful thing.
Yeah, it really is unfortunate. But that's a topic for another time.
Yeah.
Another weapon that I like, again, this is coming to Hyrule Warriors here, is the horse in Hyrule Warriors. If you do the adventure map or you get all of the DLC in the Wii U version, you can get Epona as a weapon, and it's so much fun because, like, you don't have to attack to hurt enemies, you just run, and that deals damage on its own, but then you also have your combos, and it's just, I don't know, I just really love using the horse. It's like, dang, freaking Epona is my weapon, like, what the heck is that, you know?
Epona is an Irish horse, and well, the Irish do have a lot of badass stuff.
Yeah.
It's like seriously, well, like if you don't know, well, like what they're more famous mythical creatures, the Doahand. Oh, bruh, oh boy. It's essentially it's the Irish Grim Reaper that can only be sort of, you know, the only way it can sort of be dissuaded from collecting your soul is if you have gold, but even a piece of gold on you. But even then, that only lasts for a little bit because, you know, after a while, the same pieces of gold will not work on him.
Right.
So it's like, it's just like, and plus, you know, it's this whole, like, okay, you saw me while I was trying to do my work. Okay, I'll put you next. All right, I'll just get you too. And it's like, so yeah, unless you know you're his target, slash have, you know, that old piece of gold on you, if you see a dull hand, you're gonna die.
Right.
Because let's face it, Irish mythology does not screw around. but especially with their monsters and their heroes.
Yeah.
Could call it anybody? Remember, like for not only my Fate fans, but for the mythology buffs out there. Seriously, the dude was kind of nuts. The best way I can describe him is like, if the Hulk had formal weapons training and had a spear.
Nice.
Because seriously, the dude would, if he got pissed off enough, would just Hulk out into a raging monster.
Nice.
You want to know the only thing that would actually calm him down? Like the sight of a very cute woman.
Nice. Hey, Vidoria.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a bit of a slog.
Right. Well, admittedly, fire enemies with a fire weapon, so not exactly the best. I did kind of make that one harder on myself.
Yeah. Not to mention the glitch. Plus whatever the heck happened with that Skulltula.
Yeah, that was funny. I have to go ahead. I have to check the footage on that one because that was really interesting. Oh, I need to pick that silver material up. I think it automatically picks up all materials on the map at the end, but
yeah.
To be sure.
Also, hi Ruto. Like we saved you. Nice to see you again.
Right. Too bad your fiance is not here because he's off in another land. Another timeline. That begs the question: where are the Link and Zelda from these three timelines? Like here, they're like, Zelda's here and she's doing all these things. And Emba's like, that's not possible. But like, it very well could have just been Zelda from that timeline. And it's so interesting that they just did not incorporate Link and Zelda from those timelines into this, like, section. So
yeah, I mean, how cool would it have been to see two Links sort of teaming up with each other, or two Zeldas for that matter. Hell, think of the cultural differences between like the Twilight Princess Zelda interacting with the Skyloft Zelda. Those two have completely different personalities.
Right. I think a lot of it though was, they would have had to create a different Link for each one. And it was probably a mechanical thing, and it's like the two Links would operate the same way, so they just made it a costume. I still feel like they could have thrown in the other Links and just like forced the costume on you for that Link, but meh, whatever. Anyway, so the next episode, we'll move into the Water Temple. And complete
the split timeline arc.
Yeah, the split timeline. I still need to go back into the free play and collect this Skulltula. We've gotten all of them so far, so that's cool. Other than that one. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please feel free to subscribe. Feel free to check the video description down below to get a link to the playlist. And also my Patreon and my novel that I published. Both of those help support the channel out a lot. And especially the novel. I mean, you get a freaking novel out of it. So, fantasy novel that I wrote and published myself. So, I mean, that to me seems awesome. But yeah, I guess we'll see you guys next time.
Ciao!
See you later.